Okay, so disclaimer for this video. I know that I might be disfellowshipped after this video, or I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen because I just left the organization, so nothing really happened. I don't know if anything ever went on in the hall, but yeah, I'm really scared to make this video. I don't know when I will upload this video, but today is March 28th, and I don't know when I will upload this video because I'm really scared and I don't know how everybody's gonna react to this video. And mama, I'm sorry. My siblings, I'm sorry if this video affects y'all or just anybody. If this video affects you in a bad way, or if they treat you bad just because we were friends, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hi, my name is Marceline. I go by Marcy. My friends call me Marceline. I've been like trying to figure out ways on how I can make these videos. I've made multiple videos and I deleted them just because like there's so much information and some of them I can't even remember right now. But this is my story and experience as being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I won't like really walk you down the whole road, but just know that I got baptized like going in freshman year basically of high school. I'm now a freshman in college. So it was like 4 years ago, five, yeah, it's about to be 5 years basically. I don't know if I'm doing math right now, just please no. um um so during quarantine I just kind of like stopped going to meetings because I was like very, 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 very depressed. It was hard. I stopped like talking to people in the hall. I just kind of like went my own way. And I was just like see things in the meetings and in the Kingdom Hall and like how people like treated one another, and it was just like this is not a loving congregation or a loving organization that everybody says it is. But even with that, like I just stayed in, I'll go out in service, I'll do all of that, but none of that was fun. Like I did not enjoy it at all. Um I also wanted to bring up these just kind of like the things that brothers and sisters will say that I can still recall in my mind. And I'm like, no offense to y'all or anything if y'all even end up watching this video. Actually, I don't know what's gonna happen after I upload this video. I'm actually like really, really scared. But with seeing other ex-JWs post their videos, it has encouraged me. Like, y'all don't understand. I watch ex-JW videos almost like every day because I feel like a sense of support with other people that I've never met before. And I'm sorry if I start crying, but it's just a lot. But please don't make fun of me for crying. I'm gonna try not to cry, and I'm actually gonna make this video. But yeah, I remember when I was like in middle school and a brother, mind you, I'm in a different I'm basically my congregation was a Swahili congregation, so we had people that were foreigners and didn't know the language that would come and join that congregation so they can learn and support us basically. um I remember an elder gave a prayer and he kind of like messed up on a word, and afterwards I was just like, oh, like, I want to tell him that he said that wrong so next time he knows how to say it. And I remember being by my Bible teacher, and I was just like, oh, hey, brother, like, I liked your prayer, but this one thing that you said in your prayer, she's just like, don't tell him how he should do his prayer. Like, that's so disrespectful. He's a brother, da da da. And I was just like, I didn't do anything wrong. All I was trying to tell him was, hey, you're not supposed to say this, you're supposed to say that. He doesn't know Swahili. I know Swahili. You don't even know Swahili yourself. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not even tripping on it. Another thing that came up a lot was like my Instagram. Like they'll always just be like, oh hey, like don't follow people that aren't witnesses. Like I was told, oh hey, don't have your Instagram on public, have it on private. And till this day, like when I have it on public, I have so much anxiety that I have to put it on private so I can feel better about myself. um I remember that sisters will block me because I didn't listen to what they said. Like, I remember I posted this one picture this one time. It was nothing bad. It was just a cringy picture. I wouldn't even show you what I posted. But she like DM'd me. She's like, "Oh, who are all these people in your likes? Do you know them?" And I'm just like, why are you even going through the likes and going through people I follow and people who follow me? Like, that's so weird. Like, that's stalking. Like, I was basically being stalked by the whole congregation. If I posted something and somebody profile had a middle finger, then somebody from a whole nother like circuit will not even circuit, I'm sorry, but like a whole, we were within the same circuit, but somebody from and y'all, like, I really wish I could tell y'all all these words, but no, I don't have time for this, and I'm sorry, but a whole like another sister or brother from a whole nother circuit, from the same circuit but in a whole nother state or a whole nother city, will like DM an elder or my Bible teacher and just be like, oh yeah, this what they posted on Instagram offended me. And it's just like, if he offended you, why didn't you just DM me and tell me that? Like, why do you have to tell somebody else to do it? And that's what pissed me off the most. It would just be things like that. Like somebody saying, oh, hey, like Marceline posted this, tell her to take it down. And it's just like, if, you know, you big and bad, not even big and bad, but if you're going to tell them what I posted, why can't you just come to me and tell me, oh, hey, like what you posting is offending me? And that's what I never liked, was like somebody else telling me what I should be posting on my Instagram. My Instagram literally says my name. So it's just like, what do you mean I can't post this? If you don't want to see that, just unfollow me. Or I don't know, like I don't know what to tell you. But I will have to like make multiple Instagrams. And I remember I made this one Instagram and got caught up, and a brother was like, is this you? And I was just like, no, like that's somebody pretending to be me. And he's like, well, if I find out it's you, you're gonna be in very, very big trouble. It was just like very, very scary. You always had to look who was behind you. You always had to see who was watching your story. Well, me, in my experience. And like, it wasn't just me experiencing this. Like, I'll ask my other friends in the circuit or my other friends in the congregation. I'm just like, do they be doing this to you? And they're like, yeah. So it was just like very weird. Then when I became baptized, you know, it was more chill now, I guess. But at the same time, it wasn't. I remember I wanted to start auxiliary pioneering, and I was like getting a form and stuff, and I didn't know who the discreet slaves was. Like, the paper was in English. I speak Swahili, and I only know their names in Swahili, what they're called. So when I seen discreet slave, I was like, who's discreet slave? And she was just like, yeah, see, this is a sister. She came and she was just like, yeah, I don't think you should even be applying for it if you don't even know who that is. And she's like, and plus, like, the music that you listen to, like referring to hip-hop and R&B and all of that, and pop, she's like, oh yeah, like you shouldn't be listening to music like that, like that's gonna hazard your relationship with Jehovah. And she's like, oh, and also you're always like picking fights with your siblings and making fun of them. You need to stop doing that. Y'all, this sister's husband used to make fun of me and my siblings, and we'll literally laugh because we know that he's joking. And I used to like have a habit of just calling everybody ugly. Like I'll be like, "You're so ugly for that," and start laughing. And I'll always call my siblings ugly. They knew that I was playing, but she was just like, "Yeah, you can't be talking to them like that." And it's just like, I ain't gonna tell me how I'm gonna talk to my siblings. You don't live with us. The fuck? um, yeah, just things like that. Telling you what you can wear, telling you what you can't wear, telling you what you can have, telling you what you can't have, telling you who you should be friends with, telling you who you shouldn't be friends with. And throughout my whole life, I've really never had people, my friends that were my own age, literally. Like, I just received a friend that was basically just started receiving friends that were really my own age I came, when I reached like senior year, junior year, and now. Like, I just really never had people or friends that were really my friends that were just around my age. I always had older friends because you're told like, oh hey, like you can be friends with anybody, da da da, and all of that. If you're JW, you know what I'm talking about. Just stuff like that. Um, yeah, but as I was saying, like when quarantine hit, everything just kind of like changed and shifted. Um, I remember like before coming to college, I was like in a very very dark place. Um, and a lot of people don't even know this. Um, my own mom found this out when I just like, yeah, I don't, yeah, my own mom doesn't know, my own siblings don't know. Um, but a couple of like my friends know. And I've always been depressed and suicidal, but what I was doing within those times was like distracting myself with the meetings and service and anything that I could do to get outside the house. But when quarantine hit, I've never been inside the house. Like, I've always been out and about. So it was just something new. And it was very hard for me. Um, it even came to like me wanting to end my own life. And with that, um, I actually attempted to overdose on pills, but thankfully, Posse, shout out to you, period. My friend came and helped me and basically made sure I was okay. Shout out to you, MK, for sleeping with me throughout the whole night. Appreciate y'all. And everybody else that was involved in the matter. Um, yeah, it was just like a very hard time for me around then. And around this time as well, like I was having a lot of like issues with a parent, and it was, yeah, it was just very very frustrating. um so I just decided like, hey, I don't want to be a part of this congregation anymore, or a part of just anything anymore. I just kind of like want to like be by myself and just kind of like, I just needed to focus on my mental health, if that makes sense. Like, it was just a lot going on, and the last thing that I wanted to do was make a talk, go out in service, go to meetings for nothing, for us to like listen to the same thing that they say every day. Um, Publications of the same thing, but just in different words. Like, it was getting boring to me. And I just kind of like, like kind of just moved on. Um, with coming to college, I reached out to an elder, and I basically told him like, hey, I want to talk. Um, if we could basically, have that moment. And within the moment, I just basically told him that my mental health was like very, very bad, and I just could not be a part of the congregation right now. And he understood where I was coming from, and he was very supportive because I've basically known them since I was like in elementary school. Like, they're my family in a way. And with uploading this video, I know that it won't be possible for us to basically talk anymore. But if, you know, if this video wakes this up anybody else, then I'm just like, hey, whatever. But when we had this conversation, everything was cool with him. The other brother was just basically like, oh, I think you're like trying to basically leave with reasons. And around that time, I didn't have any reason to leave. Like, it was really just my mental health. And I just could not do it. I could not do anything around that time. Um, so then, like, the following week, I had another discussion with the elder that, like, basically understood where I was coming from. I also told him that I wanted to talk to his wife because they're basically family. And I kind of told her, like, you know, everything that I was experiencing and what led me to not even want to be inside the religion anymore. And around this time, I was even like considering like, oh, maybe I can just go back when everything is good again. And she was just basically like, oh, like, you're saying that you don't want Jehovah right now. Like, she was basically gaslighting me. And like, yeah, the conversation ended up good and all of that, but I felt gaslighted, and I felt like I had to hold on to the belief for me to have anybody in my life. Um, After that conversation, we've really never like talked, if that makes sense. Like, she told me she'll like, you know, call me and all of that, but nothing ever happened. She kind of just went and left, which, you know, I have no problem with that. People come and go, like, that's nothing. But what really like upsetted me was like her and other people. I'm not sure if it's really her, but other people in the congregation were basically just discussing about like, oh, hey, like, don't go to college or you'll turn out like her. And we're basically telling their kids to not talk to me because I'm basically a bad example right now. And I don't understand what bad example I'm setting. I have not done anything bad. Well, this will be bad because I'm basically being an apostate. But yeah, I'm basically gonna be disfellowship for this, which I have no problem with. Yeah. I don't know when they'll ever find this video, but whoever sends it to them, you're a snitch. You're a snitch. Yeah. Um, I don't even know what I was saying, but I just kept hearing back things that they will say about me, and I'm just like, bro, like, what did I do to you? Why are you so pressed? Like, I did not do anything wrong. Um, and I remember I like called like one of my sisters, like, we're like this, but now I'm like, we didn't have any contact with each other because I didn't really have Instagram and they didn't really know about my Instagram, but she unfollowed me on Spotify, and it's just like, huh? But this was like before all of this. I was just like telling her like, oh, hey, like, I don't know, like, I just don't think this religion is for me. I just don't believe it. Like, nothing in my heart. Like, I was just never genuinely happy about serving Jehovah because I was just like, no, this is BS. Like, none of this is true. Like, there was just things that would like tell me, and it's just like, huh? Like, what are y'all talking about? Just things like that. Like, the talks, comments, just all of that, like, things that people will say, I would just be like, what are you talking about? Like, that sounds so dumb. And, you know, like, I told her all of that, and she was just like, oh, hey, like, it's okay. She didn't, like, really tell me we can focus on my mental health and everything that was going on, or just give me space. But instead, she suggests that we go to a Kingdom Hall near campus so I can feel the love of everybody else. And it's just like, bro, what is that gonna do? Like, that's not gonna change my mind. Like, I already see that. Like, that's not gonna change my mind. Um, yeah, that went on. Then it was this one day. I know it was a Wednesday. Um, and I was just like, I don't understand this religion. I'm gonna do my own research. Research is basically forbidden. So, with the reaction that I had received from everybody about what I had said, it was just like, yeah, like, y'all not worth it. So, I'm gonna do what I need to do and really find and get to the bottom of this. And man, the first people that I like started looking into their stuff were the XJW facts. Actually, no. I was on TikTok, and apostate videos would just, yeah, not apostate to my eyes, but I'm just, yeah. Um um but they'll always come up on my For You page, and I'm like, bro, like, why does this keep coming up? And I'll just be like, bro. And now I was just like, okay, let me go to TikTok. And I went to TikTok, and this lady, this I don't know their names, and I won't know their names because I don't have TikTok right now, but it was this Hispanic lady, um Dominican, I'm sorry, from the Bronx, and she just basically kind of like, now that I was actually like kind of up, I was just like, yeah, like that never made sense. She was just listing things, and um she was just listing things and rules that we had and things that we had to do, and she was just like, yeah, like, and I was just like, yeah, like, yeah, this is not the truth. But I was just like, I'm not gonna sit on this one video. I'm gonna keep digging. And I just kept watching more and more and more videos. And this lady said XJW facts. I went to XJW facts, and I just went through the doctrines, the scandals. And what really opened my eye was the sex abuse and the child sex abuse, I'm sorry. Not even child, there's multiple sex abuse, not just with kids. It's okay. We're not even gonna get into that. It's okay. And I'm sorry. And Bethel Sarim, also the basically finding out the 1914 doctrines and all the other predictions that were set for Armageddon. And I was just like, wow, this is so silly. I felt, finding out all this information, I had the computer set, and I was at a desk, and I just started crying. Because I was just like, my whole life has basically been a lie. Like, Jehovah is not Jehovah. Um, I felt like really bad because I cut off people that I was told I could not talk to because they were not a part of the congregation anymore. And I had no reason to, because this was all false. Like, the whole religion is false. I also felt bad for abandoning my dad and kind of just like not talking to him throughout his, well, I did talk to him, but just basically we didn't have that communication because of the disfellowshipping. So it was it was hard. And I was just like, how are people so, blind and don't see the signs? And how are elders who see all these like sex abuse cases, why do they keep putting them away? Like, why isn't anybody waking up and seeing that this is bad? But then I was just like, it makes sense. Like, when you're so vulnerable and a Jehovah's Witness approaches you and are basically there for you, it helps. And I've had experiences of this myself. Um, when my dad was disfellowship and everything else was going downhill in our family, all I had was the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they were there for me. So I understand where people come from and why people are so attached to them. But, kind of just like being erased and, not being talked to, and I wasn't even disfellowship. So imagine how people actually feel that are disfellowshipped. Learning everything was a lie was like really hard for me because I just didn't know if, until now, like I really just don't know who God really is. Like, and please don't be like telling me, oh hey, God is this, God is that. I don't care. Like right now, I've really not cared about religion. I also believe that the world will really be a better place without religion, because people take advantage of other people and then just say, oh hey, like it's in the Bible. Like, shut up. But yeah. With being out of the Jehovah's Witnesses though, I feel good. Like you see like truly the good in things, and not all worldly people are bad. I don't even think I feel like everybody just be going through their own motions in life, and everybody's fighting their own demons. Um the the organization and the governing body don't know what they're talking about, and I really hope that more and more young people aren't being trapped into this, and I will be an advocate to all the young witnesses and young people that feel like they have to hold on to this to be a part of something. I know it's hard, and I know that some people might even get kicked out if they aren't witnesses anymore, or being treated badly by their family members just because they don't want to be witnesses anymore. And that's really messed up. Because how are you picking a whole religion that's ran by 8? I don't even think they're 8 right now because one was removed. But it's just crazy to me. Like, y'all really like letting these 8 men really tell y'all what y'all need to be doing? Like, what is wrong with y'all? And what really opened up my eyes was during the George Floyd whole incident. The governing body told us to stay and remain neutral. Basically, black people, in my opinion. And it's just like when the brothers and sisters were basically being told to not do any activities regarding the Jehovah's Witnesses organization in Russia. We were told, oh hey, like send letters to the government, da da da. But we can't protest for our people? Like, that makes no sense. And another red flag that I've always looked at was during segregation, they wouldn't even let black brothers and sisters be appointed to anything else because they were black. And it's, I don't know, something that has always told me, if nobody welcomes a certain color in a religion and then just starts welcoming them all of a sudden, red flag. Red flag. Yeah. That's my story. If you're watching this, I'm okay, I promise. And if you're watching this and are a witness, an active witness, and you're basically like, you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. Hey, I don't care. You don't know what you're talking about either. If you're an XJW, period, thank you. Like, thanks for watching the video. And if you're really trying to watch this video and find another reason to get out of the religion. I'm sorry if, you know, it's not the best video, because this was just, it came out of the blue and I just decided to make a video. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah.